Welcome back to the channel, everybody. The 2024 season is underway. We're about 3 weeks in, and it's award prediction time. And we're bringing you part one of a three-part series where we go over award candidates for each team with the winner predictions as well at the end. Today, we're going to go over Rookie of the Year for the National League, while the next two parts of the series will be for the Cy Young and the MVP a little bit later down the road. Let's get started. The first player, AJ Smith Shawyer from the Atlanta Braves. AJ is the number 66 prospect in baseball. He and Hurston Waldrop are the next up in the Atlanta Braves rotation if any injuries happen to anybody in the Major League rotation. We know Spencer Strider has gone down. Max Fried has been dealing with some injuries, so maybe soon here we'll see one of those two, if not both of them, up in the Major League team. AJ in the minors last year had a 2.76 ERA between high A, double A, and triple A. So he was in all three of those divisions in the minor leagues. He also got a taste of the majors, but it was only 25 innings, and he had a 4.26 ERA during that time. But he has big strikeout numbers and can help out this Braves rotation at any point this year. Moving on to the next guy. For the Miami Marlins, Max Meyer. Meyer is the number 3 prospect in the Marlins organization. He is coming back from Tommy John surgery, and he has averaged 95 miles per hour since his return, while maxing out at 97. Meyer was the number 3 pick in the 2020 draft and was highly touted coming into the draft. He has a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a changeup, and a sinker. We know this year, I believe he has had 3 starts, has done very well, but was sent down just recently. I believe that was late last week. So that's probably just has to do with keeping his innings down because he is coming back from that Tommy John surgery. So we should be seeing him come back up here in the next week or two, I would think. Moving on, New York Mets, Drew Gilbert. Drew Gilbert was acquired from the Houston Astros in the Justin Verlander trade in 2023. Gilbert is the number 50 prospect in baseball and the number 2 prospect in the Mets organization. Drew was drafted with the 28th pick in the 2022 draft as an outfielder out of the University of Tennessee. He has absolutely raked both years he has had in the minors. He hit 313 his first year, and he hit 289 his second year with 18 home runs and 12 stolen bases at the high A and double A level. With how poorly the Mets have been playing this year, you could possibly see Gilbert up to replace either Harrison Bader, even move Jeff McNeil either to the bench or move some pieces around. But the Mets definitely need some help in that lineup. And if Drew Gilbert gets that call, we could see him compete for the Rookie of the Year award. Next, Philadelphia Phillies, Mick Abel. Mick Abel is the closest player of note in the Phillies minor league system that could come up and could compete for this award. Abel is ranked as the number 47 prospect in baseball and the number 2 prospect on the Phillies. Abel is highly touted, even though he has a career 4.09 ERA in the minors. He does have high K numbers, though, and could come up in 2024 to help the Phillies rotation when it's needed. Moving on to the Washington Nationals, Dylan Crews. Dylan Crews was the second pick in the draft in 2023 out of LSU by the Washington Nationals. Crews was the number 7 prospect in baseball. Dylan went on to hit 292 in 35 games in 2023. I could have gone either way with this one. I could have gone Dylan Crews or Woods, but I went with Crews on this one as I do like his swing a little more than Woods' swing so far in their career. Next, Chicago Cubs. Shota Imanaga. Imanaga signed a 4-year, $53 million deal with the Cubs out of Japan this past offseason. Imanaga has been overshadowed by Yamamoto in the news, with Yamamoto going to the Dodgers, probably rightly so. But I think that Imanaga could give Yamamoto a run for his money on who has the better season. Imanaga is sneaky good as he doesn't throw really hard. He only throws about 90 to 94 miles per hour. But when you're seeing him pitch and you see how the hitters are reacting to him, there's definitely some sneakiness, at least in his delivery. Next, Cincinnati Reds, Rhett Lowder. Rhett is the number 2 prospect for the Reds, and after Noelvi Marte was suspended for steroids this year, during the offseason, he is my pick for the Reds to possibly complete for the National League Rookie of the Year award. He was drafted 7th overall last year and was projected to be a quick riser out of Wake Forest due to him being the second most polished pitcher in the draft after Paul Skeens. He sits around 92 to 95 miles per hour while topping out at 97, but his specialty is his control. Lowder, I believe, did not pitch at all last year after he was drafted, so this is his first year throwing in a minor league system, but he definitely could rise up those rankings and see himself in Cincinnati maybe this summer. Next, Milwaukee Brewers, Jackson Chourio. Jackson Chourio is the number 2 prospect in all of baseball. Chourio played 3 years in the minors after signing with the Brewers at 16 years old. He is 20 years old this year and signed an 8-year, $82 million deal, therefore debuting in MLB this year. He is predicted to be at least a 2020 guy in the bigs with elite defense in the outfield. He is a lot of people's favorite for the NL Rookie of the Year award. Before we move on, we would really appreciate it if you guys could hit that like button, comment down below who you think will win the NL Rookie of the Year award. This really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm, while you can also stay in touch with us and know when we drop our next videos. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We would really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now let's move on. Pittsburgh Pirates, Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens was the number 1 pick in last year's draft and is a number 3 prospect in baseball. Paul throws over 100 miles an hour and is probably already ready to be on the major league roster. But of course, the Pirates want that extra year of control, so we probably won't see him up until either late April, early May, I would say. He is definitely in contention to win this award once he does get called up, though. St. Louis Cardinals, Victor Scott III. Victor is a speedster for the Cardinals and the number 3 prospect for the St. Louis Cardinals. Victor made the team out of spring training due to some injuries with Cardinals outfielders. Scott hit over 300 last year while also stealing 94 bases. You heard that right, 94 bases in the minor leagues. He is also an elite defender in center field. Scott should stay up for a little bit, at least until I think Lars Newbark is already back. Their center fielder, I forget his name, is not back though. So if Scott can hit a little bit at least, he will definitely stay up and be competing for that Rookie of the Year award. Next, Arizona Diamondbacks, Blaze Alexander. My pick for Arizona was going to be Jordan Lawler, but he broke his thumb and will be out until at least June, so I don't see him really competing for that award with only a couple months of stats. So I'm going to have to go with Blaze Alexander here. Blaze made the team out of spring training, has hit 301 and 290 the last 2 years in the minors, while also hitting 30 home runs combined during those 2 years. Next, Colorado Rockies, Zach Bean. Zach Bean was the 9th pick in the 2020 draft, and he came out of the gate scorching hot. His first year, he had 301 with 15 home runs and 36 stolen bases in A-ball. The next year, those numbers came down a little bit. He had 245 with 12 home runs, but he did steal 55 bases, so that increased. Last year, he was injured and ended up hitting 209. Ended up having to get wrist surgery. He is starting in Double-A this year. The Rockies could use any help in the big league roster. We all know the Rockies are really not that great of a team. At least the names on that team are not really well known. Nobody really established. So if he starts off hot, which he has, you could see him getting called up at some point this year. Next, Los Angeles Dodgers, probably the favorite for this award, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Yamamoto was the best player in Japan for the past few years, and this year he has come over to the States with the Dodgers on a $300 million deal. Yamamoto is probably the favorite, like I mentioned before, for this award, and probably rightly so. He definitely has the most experience under his belt. But I'll definitely let you know my choice, if he is my choice, at the end of this video. Next, San Diego Padres, Jackson Merrill. Jackson Merrill is the number 12 prospect in baseball and the Padres' number 2 prospect. He is originally a shortstop, but the Padres have him playing left field because they are loaded in the infield. Jackson is a career 295 hitter in the minors. Last year, he had 15 home runs and had 15 stolen bases as well. Merrill made the opening day roster after hitting 333 in spring training. We know how the Padres like their shortstops. They have a shortstop at third base, originally with Manny Machado. We have a shortstop at shortstop with Hyun-Soo Kim. We have a shortstop at second base with Xander Bogaerts. Jake Cronenworth, I can't remember if he was originally a shortstop, but he's playing first base. Original shortstop, Fernando Tatis, he's in the right field. Original shortstop, Jerson Profar is playing left field, and then original shortstop, Jackson Merrill, is playing center field. So the Padres love their shortstop. But anyways, let's move on. San Francisco Giants, Jung-Ho Lee. Jung-Ho Lee came over from Korea as the best prospect or even player in all of KBO. He won multiple Gold Gloves in Korea while also having a career 340 average in 7 years there. Lee, I think, is a sneaky pick to win this award, so I would keep an eye on him all year. Now, my prediction to win the National League Rookie of the Year award is, drumroll, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I think Yamamoto is a super polished and a potential ace, and that's why he got $300 million. I think he will put up big numbers this year that will trump all the other rookies. But there is one thing I want to mention. Don't be surprised if at the end to see 3 Asian players that came over to MLB this offseason, Yamamoto, Imanaga, and Jung-Ho Lee, as the top 3 finishers of this award. They have the most experience. They started off with the Major League roster. So they're all predicted to do well. So definitely don't be surprised about that at the end. Thank you for tuning in. Please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, letting us know if you agree with me and think that Yamamoto will win the National League Rookie of the Year award. Thank you for tuning in. See you on the next one.